Welcome, Scorpio. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. We'll take a look at blocks, fears, obstacles, strengths, what you don't see. This could be regarding a specific situation or just kind of a general growth, what you might need to look to or understand more. I really like these readings. They really are timeless. However, I am doing this at the end of October. So it's kind of like what to work on, what to look for. You'll understand as we get into it. I'm going to use the Haunted House Tarot today. If I need clarifiers, I've got the Ghost Tarot over here since we're in, spooky season. So let's get started. A couple more shuffles here. Need to bring up my Edgar Allan Poe too. And one more. Let's get started. Hope you all are doing really well. Keep in mind, like, share, subscribe. It really does help getting the videos out there. Okay. Especially if you know someone where you feel like this could help them. It's also really important in these readings before I get started to take a look at your other placements because your astrological sign placements, because there's so much to these that anything can help. So 2 cards for blocks, 2 of Cups, and this is Knight of Pentacles. No, I'm sorry, that's Page of Pentacles. Fears or obstacles. King of Cups and 5 of Wands. Strengths, please. 3 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, what you don't see, 8 of Pentacles, and 8 of Wands. Interesting. Unexpected is the Queen of Wands. And where does this lead, please? Is the Fool, Queen of Cups, and then advice is 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. So this could be, for some of you, this doesn't necessarily pertain to everybody, but this could be a situation where you're really holding on to something. Either holding on to something that you want, holding on to something that you lost. It could also be like gathering information as well. Being, I'm going to put all of this information in a nice little safe place so that I can use that information later on. So what is blocking you? You've got the 2 of Cups with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like there could be a relationship. Now, please keep that open because the relationship can be any kind of relationship where you're feeling the block is the work you're putting into it. You've put a lot of work into it, or you're thinking this is not worth the work I'm putting into it. Whatever it is, it also could be, I don't want to put work into it. And because it is a block, okay? So just keep an open mind here. The Page of Pentacles, it does put a lot of work into what they do. So they're putting work in and they are trying to, really become, they are patient, they master their skills, they put the work in that needs to be done. And with the 2 of Cups, this has to do with a relationship of some sort, either trying to get someone closer to you or pushing someone away from you. Because it's a block, there is something here about, I feel like, I honestly feel intuitively that this situation is you going, I can't put any more work into that. And or realizing that you need to put work into something and you're blocking the idea that you need to do that. You're putting up a wall here. Like blocks are walls. Like we're not going to get past that. And we do have to navigate those walls. But I feel like that's what it's about. I feel like there's something here where you must have learned something, or you're holding on to some kind of idea that you shouldn't have to put this much work into something. Now, regardless of whether you're right or wrong about this particular situation, this particular relationship, it almost feels to me too like maybe for some of you that you don't feel like you should put work into having a good relationship, which eh, relationships, no matter how good they are, take work. Especially as time moves on, they just take work. So keep that in mind. Your obstacles, fears, you got the King of Cups here with the Five of Wands. I feel like one is an obstacle and one is a fear. I feel like they might both be obstacles. The King of Cups here is, I feel like you envisioning a specific thing about a relationship. Like, actually, I feel like it could be like, I think it's someone coming in and that maybe offering you love, the King of Cups. I feel like with the Five of Wands, so I feel like it's more like, well, wait a minute, I don't want to put the work in. Again, the Five of Wands is here as an obstacle, the fight. Like, but I feel like it's more you almost arguing with yourself. I don't know. No, you're almost having a conflict with your own feelings. That's the overall general feeling I'm getting here. It's like I just no, I don't want to. It's like, no, I'm not gonna fight for it. I'm not gonna. No conflict here. Even though you truly do have a conflict, because I feel like this could be something that you really really want, but but you go, I don't feel like I should have to fight for something. So this could be a relationship where maybe there something happened where someone else comes in and I'm not dealing with that kind of competition, and you shouldn't have to. There should, relationship should not be a competition. Absolutely not. A relationship should be a benefit. It should, enhance who you are, and you should both enhance who you are. So, I mean, I could kind of see that, but I feel like because it's in an obstacle or a fear, is that you need to look at that and say, is this true? Is this really happening? Is this something I can overcome, or do I need to stop and back away and do something different? And I think that's the important piece here. It's really up to you how much energy to give something, and is it worth giving the energy? Because some relationships it's not. It's just flat out not. You have in your strength the Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. You know, it's odd to have the Three of Swords in your strength, but there's something here that there may be distance right now where you're feeling like there's distance from something, not necessarily sadness. The Three of Swords can be about distance as well as sadness. And then the Nine of Pentacles, reaching those goals, independence, that is definitely a strength. I feel like it's saying you are good with who you are, and that's important, to have that kind of self-confidence. And that's what I keep wanting to stand up, because I feel like you're very self-confident. And I feel like with that Three of Swords is really saying, there's distance here, and maybe that's good right now, because maybe this isn't something you should jump into changing, doing anything. So it's maybe stepping back, and because it's in the strength, it's really going to be helpful right now. But I do feel like with that Nine of Pentacles, it's something very much to be proud of. If you're self-confident and you feel good about who you are and what you've done and what you've accomplished, hang on to that, because there's so often where we don't feel like that. Where we feel like, oh, I could have done better, or I need this to fulfill my life, or, etc. So this is a really good energy. You have in your what you don't see, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there will be something coming in really soon with that Eight of Wands energy that you don't see. There's going to be a message, travel, some kind of energy that really sparks things up. However, the Eight of Pentacles is, yes, it's going to take some work and focus. Also, I feel like if you're feeling like there's some distance here with somebody specifically, they may be really working on another life area, working on themselves, working on a job, going to school. They're doing something that's taking a lot of their time and a lot of their focus. Focus is the key here. If they're really focused on a job or school or anything at all, even self, that maybe that's what's causing this conflict here, and that's maybe why you're feeling like this is hard. The work, I'm putting in all of this work and they're not. So I would keep that in mind, because maybe you don't realize how much focus something else is taking from them. So they're dealing with something that they're super focused on. And that's important. What we don't see is super important, but I do feel like with the Eight of Wands, there's definitely energy there too. So realize that, because this is in, like, again, I said what you don't see. The unexpected is the Queen of Wands, and I feel like this is an energy that you will take on. And I feel like you will unexpectedly feel a lot more motivated here soon. I feel like once you realize that maybe the work you're putting in isn't because they expect you to put work in, but it's because you feel like it only because they're distant right now, because they're working on something, that this allows you to start feeling much more passionate and motivated about the situation. I feel like this changes things for you. But it does lead you in a new direction. And I feel like you will decide, yeah, I'm going to, now I'm going to be honest with you with this Fool. It can either be one of two things. Either you decide to start and go in a completely different direction, or you go, nope, I am going to stay right here and I am going to put my faith into this. I'm taking my leap. I'm going to allow this to start moving forward. Whatever you end up deciding, it does bring in, now the Queen of Cups, I feel like a lot is you. I mean, that's a water, I feel like it brings you more into who you are and what you need, and that realization moving forward out of this sticky situation that you're in, because it feels very frustrating up here to me, like you're putting this energy in and is it worth it? But I feel like once you learn more, and that's the thing here, is understanding and learning more, then you will be fulfilled, Queen of Cups. And I feel like whatever decision you make and whatever direction you want to go in, you will reach fulfillment here. And I like that. I like it a lot. A lot. I do. The Seven of Pentacles is in your advice. And yes, you do have to decide if this is worth the energy that you're putting in, because that's exactly what the Seven of Pentacles is. It's about, to me, the Seven of Pentacles, I see it a lot as a garden. We have to we have to fertilize, we have to water, we have to weed, it takes work. It doesn't, but I feel like too, the advice is, no, you don't need to work on it 24/7. You just need to pay attention and make sure that you're giving it enough to survive and not letting it overgrow with weeds to let it die. And that's the advice. Give it just enough energy to keep it moving forward without putting 100% every day of your energy into it, because you still need to work on you no matter what. And I think that's important in any situation, right? So I feel like this is super good advice, and I feel like this is good advice no matter what. Sometimes we absolutely have to focus on a situation and put 100% of our energy into it. If our family's having issues and we need to stop what we're doing and help them, we do that. We put all of our energy into that. But this is very, subtle in the respect that there are a lot of things in our life, they don't need our attention 24/7. They need to be taken care of, but not 24 hours a day, or not even 8 hours a day. I mean, we have to do our job 8 hours a day, but that's different, right? I mean, most of us have to do our 8 hours a day. But this is just really about, keeping keeping that in line with who you are. Is there anything else our Scorpios need to know? Is there anything else our Scorpios need to know? 8 of Cups, Hierophant, and Page of Swords. I feel like with the Page of Swords, well, I feel like the 8 of Cups is about heading and finding. It's not just walking away from something. It's walking towards truth. I mean, the 8 of Cups to me is a very spiritual card in the respect that you know within you that there's some place you need to go or need to be. And I feel like that's committing to yourself in this endeavor. Commit to yourself, the Hierophant. Allow yourself to be true to you. And then the Page of Swords, once you decide what you're going to do, stick with it. You know, the Page of Swords is very, you know, they will, now most of the pages to me are learning, right? So I feel like the Page of Swords, they learn very focused. And it's saying, okay, once you decide, focus and move forward. And stick with that plan, because that's what the Page of Swords is going to do, is they're going to stick with what they've decided to do. So there you have it. There is your reading, Scorpio. I hope you like that. Let me know and take care. Have a beautiful day.